Well, joining me now exclusively on NDTV is Jyotiraditya Scindia, Minister of State for Commerce, somebody who will probably welcome all those plans for FDI. The Commerce Ministry, of course, has been under pressure, being asked by foreign investors on when that will happen. I'm also joined by Rajiv Kumar, Secretary General of FICCI, and with me in studio is Mr. Hanan Mullah of the Central Secretariat of the CPIM. I spoke earlier also to Yashwant Sinha, former Finance Minister and head of the Standing Committee which looked into the pension reforms bill. Mr. Scindia, if I may begin with you, suddenly we've seen in the last 48 hours, a slew of proposals on FDI which the government seems keen to push through. Is this in response perhaps to the constant criticism you've heard from industrialists, from the opposition on policy paralysis of the government?
Well, Sonia, if you look at the trajectory of this government, we have always said that reform is a very, very important part of our legislative process, but it must be done through consultation and building of consensus. It so happens that that process on a number of fronts, whether it's FDI and single brand, multi-brand, civil aviation, pension, this has all been in the works for the last year or so. And many times on your show and on other TV channels, I have said that it is WIP, work in progress, but I think we are now seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Mr. Rajiv Kumar, would you agree with that optimistic view?
Well, I agree with the view that there is light at the end of the tunnel, but I would love to see the day when the tunnel is actually crossed and these reforms measures do become law and do actually get implemented, because we have been waiting for these for a fairly long time, and I compliment the government for having now pushed them forward, especially the one for retail trade, which is a very important one, and also the pension reforms. But you know, this is yet work half done, because the major work today remains for us to get the necessary political consensus, the political support within the parliament for some of these reform measures, and for them to be actually implemented. And I would really hope that this will be done in the winter session, because it is high time that we needed these measures to change the sort of mood in the Indian industry and the Indian economy.
It's interesting you say that, because of course I have with me a left member, and the left of course much reduced in power within parliament. It's the BJP which will be key for agreeing to these economic reforms, but the left still very strong on vocal protests on this. Mr. Mullah, the left has already protested about the pension reforms, they're protesting about civil aviation, they are protesting about multi-brand retail. Yes. Do you think the left actually has the clout to stop the government from going ahead, and do you feel that perhaps economic reform is needed?
The reforms for what? That is the question we are raising again and again. This pension reform, it is from paralysis, as you say, paralysis policy, but it will paralyze the life of crores of people. You know, pension paradigm have changed. Now pension is not assured benefit. It will be a defined contribution, and at least 46 crores of the people, unorganized sector and organized sector employees, they will deposit their money, or hard-earned money, in the expectation that in the old age they will be secured life. But this is totally, their money will be looted.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.